It's a great day to be in the sugar shack. Have a few drinks while we boil down the sack. If you're looking for me, I don't know when I'll be back, but you'll find me out at the sugar shack. Spring is here, and those maples are all tapped. We got cold beer, and those buckets are full of sap. So I guess it's maple syrup time again, and you can smell the maple sugar in the wind. And it's a great day to be in the sugar shack. Have a few drinks while we boil down the sack. And if you're looking for me, I don't know when I'll be back, but you'll find me out at the sugar shack. All here, and there's still lots of room. Let's get Wade, play that maple sugar tune, and we can boil all day and all night, and pray that the sugar comes out right. And it's a great day to be in the sugar shack. Have a few drinks while we boil down the sack. And if you're looking for me, I don't know when I'll be back, but you'll find me out at the sugar shack. All right, you know it, let's sing it. And it's a great day to be in the sugar shack. That sounds good. Have a few drinks while we boil down the sack. It's as sweet as maple syrup. And if you're looking for me, I don't know when I'll be back. I'm here, but you find me out at the sugar shack. And if you're looking for me, I don't know when I'll be back, but you find me out at the sugar shack. Hey Jeff, is that getting close? You'll find me out at the sugar shack. Oh, it smells good, brother. You'll find me out at the sugar shack. I think we better take off our batch. Hey man, we're waiting on you at the sugar shack. It's a great day to be in the sugar shack. Have a few drinks.
Whoa, you promise you never know who'll be stopping by to say hello. Out here it's real life, no fuss, no show, with Highland cattle and piggies on the go. We got meat, birds, fur babies too. Gardens growing fresh, right in view. I'm baking up love in all that I do, and helping the small folks to see them through. Welcome to the Bronx, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Bronx. We're waiting just for you. Out in the yard, where the chickens roam, we're building a life that feels like home. From the veggies we grow to the soil we turn, it's a simple life and so much to learn. I'm baking bread, smell the warm, sweet air. Piggies squealing, love's everywhere. We lend a hand to channels that care, because lifting each other is what we share. Welcome to the Bronx, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Bronx. We're waiting just for you. So come on and join, let's build it together through thick and thin in any weather. We're all in this, let's make it better at the Bronx. It's a life life to treasure. Welcome to the Bronx, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl and boy. So come on by, have a laugh or two at the Bronx. We're waiting just for you. Yeah, at the Bronx, we're waiting just for you. Welcome to the Bronx, where the fun's running wild, with a homestead heart and a country style. We're growing good food and raising some joy, and giving a hand to each girl.
I'll get it one of these days. It's getting closer. We have... Why is this still playing? Oh, there we go. Yep. Perfect. I don't know. For some reason, my iPad doesn't allow me to hear the music, so I've got to go through my earbuds to my phone, which of course everybody knows there's about a 30-second delay between StreamYard up there and YouTube. Oh well, if that's the worst thing that happens to me today, it's a good thing. So just a little I may have to go at a moment's notice. I do have the furnace guys just coming to fix a couple of deficiencies. They're supposed to call before they come, but we'll see about that. I have a feeling they're just going to stop in on their way home or at lunch or whatever. So, shout out to Southern Brothers today. Having a coffee with them. And who we got? Oh. So Hank's decided that he's going to play with his ball. Goober, you no play with your ball. Go get your little ball. It's fine. It's fine. If he wants to play with his ball, he can play with his ball. It's his house. It's not my house. It's his house. And we got Rebecca, Virginia, Karen. Good morning, then. By the looks of it, we got some lurkers. But that's okay. We allow lurkers here because not every time everybody wants to talk. They just want to sit and listen. And they can. We don't pick and choose what type of day we're going to, well, you can choose what type of day you're going to have, but if you're having a bad day and you just want to listen, then you just sit and listen. And don't forget Homestead Hangout tonight. You got the Gillums, and then White Rock, Gin, Joey, and Cahoots, Dale and Anna. But don't forget, mixed into that are Ryan and Melody on Bird Island. Well, I think they're still on Bird Island. And we got Blaine's Promised Land Ranch at 8 o'clock. Oh, look at, we got all the Karens coming out today. Hey, Karen. See? And that's all right. You want to listen in? You want to ask questions? You do what you need to do. This is Procrastination Thursday, where we procrastinate with the best of them. Excuse me. Okay, let me turn that off now. So if you noticed in the thumbnail, yes, that's about 30 turkeys on my backyard. They didn't realize that was the morning, so that was Monday morning. We finished processing all our turkeys Sunday. They didn't realize that I still had a sharp knife ready to go. But that's okay. They're all dark meat. I like myself some white meat. Just saying. And just if anybody is lurking, we're down to about 12 hours of spooktacular with NCL. Amazing rates they're giving right now. So if you are interested in coming with Jesse and I and Glenda and Sir Grace and Johnny and Christine and Beth and Neil and oh my goodness, I knew I shouldn't have started names. Terry and Mike and you name it. And there's folks, there's creators and there's non-creators. So it is going to be an amazing time. And I went more into depth yesterday on my pop-up live. And we had Jenna was up with me, and we had a little chat about the cruise, and I was talking after, and all of a sudden one of my specialists called me, and I'm like, I gotta go. I think I hung up on her. Hopefully she's not angry. If you're rewatching the rerun, Jenna, nothing but those people are worth a lot of money to be talking on the phone, and I had to go fast. Other than that, it's not. Finally got the heat pump installed, the furnace, and the tankless water. It's installed. And now it's just a sit and wait game. That's, hey, Bud Files, what's going on? Hopefully you guys are doing well. I can remember as a kid going trick-or-treating with your winter jacket on underneath your costume and your boots because you were walking through a foot of snow. And I think today they're saying something about 75 as the high this afternoon. It's crazy. Like, I still don't even have my potatoes out of the ground. I gotta do that this weekend. Because we've probably got a couple 100 pounds of potatoes in the ground that I need to get out of the ground so we can have lots of taters all winter. And of course, I did the French fry. Well, they're russets, but they're tasty taters. And I planted about, give or take, about 20 pounds. So that should give us about, depending on how they grew, should give us anywhere in the region of 200 to 400 pounds of potatoes. So thank goodness I have down in our storage room, cold storage, we have I guess you'd call it like a onion bin, a potato bin. I just got to get some shavings and put it in between the potatoes. And that way, after they're dry and the skin dries out on them, they'll be good. Most always it's cold on Halloween, but here this year's record breaking. Yes, Karen, I know. I saw that. You guys are 80 to 85 degrees. Well, we're roughly about the same. You're a little more geographical south than what we are, but it's crazy how you got. Hey, bud, you got your toy. Well, you got to give it to Dad. This Sims toy. Love Sims toy. He'll chase this all day. If he could find somebody to throw that all day, he would be one happy puppy. Hey, Goober. Massachusetts. Rebecca. So, did I see Jack was saying that they're supposed to only get into the 60s? There's in Oklahoma. And they're only getting into the 60s. And the Great White North, well, we're into like the mid to high 70s. Oh, I thought you were in Massachusetts. So yeah, you're a little bit lower than what we are. But you just don't get the snow amount that we do. But you get just as cold. Hey, buddy. You coming up? Or are you going to play with your toy? Well, you got to give it to Dad. I'm not bending over to get it. Give it to Dad. Well, I ain't fighting you for it, dummy. Oh, he's happier than a pig and you know what now. It's 74 in southeastern PA, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. We really haven't got the snow. Like, you know, I know growing up, blah, 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 we used to walk uphill both ways, but going from, even whenever Debbie's about, 4 years older than I am, they used to toboggan off the roof of their house in New Brunswick. They had that much snow that they at near the end of winter would have to blow the big industrial size snow blower, and that's how they'd have to do the roads. Is near the end they'd have to blow the snow. There was that much. And like she said, she can remember as a kid her and her brother sliding off the roof of the house right onto a snowbank. And the last 3 years, yeah, I'm going to say 3 years. And of course, that rolls downhill. Like, I'd love to share maple syrup. Unfortunately, I can't. Like, I have one bottle for myself this year. I gave the rest away. And even this summer, like, we used to have hot, dry summers. This year, I would call it a wet summer. So, and then Miss Ann was saying like their temperatures are up and down and up and down on the coast. Well, what's that doing to the Atlantic Ocean? Of course, these, storm surges are going to come in hot and heavy on Florida. Any of the islands around Florida. I know I wouldn't be like, I watched this one, oh goodness, what's the name of their company? I was just watching it. They do demolition and reconstruction down off Florida, and yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, but it's absolutely ridiculous the amount of. Sorry, guys. Now I've got myself where I want to find out what it is. Well, come here, bud. Remove It Pros. Great company, great like family that runs it. They pay their employees well, but he drove around during what was the last Hurricane Milton, and he's like, "Oh yeah, and this house here is 22 million," and the next day goes by and you can barely see the house. $22 million gone. Man. And now they have to build the houses because of the storm surge. They have to build them up 8 or 10 feet so that the storm goes underneath. It's like, wow. But hey, Cynthia. Speaking of, the different weather systems, how is it in your neck of the woods over in the Netherlands? Hopefully you guys are. Now, are you guys run on the same system we are? We're going into winter, or are you on like Australia? You're going into summer. Netherlands, I believe you're going into winter right now with us, but I'm not sure. I was born in June. I was born in December. Different years. I remember snow as a kid. We had the freezing rain. We had the warm temperatures. Okay, so your time change was last weekend and you're going into winter. Okay, so our time change is Saturday. And I guess it's the solstice to guide us into our winter season. So yeah, like I'm used to, by this time of the year, we always had a foot of snow. Always. And it would be around the 40 no, not 40. In between the 20 and 30 degrees right now. So just below freezing. So we would have like very you'd be able to work at this time, but they never got rid of time change. Yeah, tell me about it. We don't need time change. Time change is a money maker, and there's no need of it. And all that it does is it screws up everybody's system. keep us all on one system. See, Scotty, you come in and you just, you know what buttons to press of mine, brother. I hate time change. Always have, always will. Because we fall behind, so we're going to gain an extra, we're going to gain an extra hour of sunlight. Yes. Fall. And, and then in the spring, we spring ahead. Well, we don't need to be springing and falling. That's how you break bones at our age. But, again, somebody is making some kind of dollar on the time change. Like, I'm sorry, but this whole Central Eastern, that all is you look here, it's usually pitch black by 6. I'd be talking to Jesse and Lisa. 7:30 their time, they're still light out. Something gone screwed up there. And whenever I used to go to Texas, it was noticeable the amount of daylight we'd have to the amount of daylight Texas would have. And I guess that would go for all the West Coast. And we'll really notice it. Hey, Josh, how you doing, bud? We'll really notice it whenever we go to Seattle next August. Because we're in August, we're already starting to go shorter. Well, man, yeah. Anyways. Mountain time never changes. Yes. The next one over from Eastern never changes. Always stays the same. And has always stayed the same for quite some time. So it's not like it's needed. It's 5:22 here and almost dark. There you go. And it's 12:23 here. And well, obviously it's mid-afternoon, so we have bright sun, but you could really tell that the sun is a lot lower in the sky. Nice. Well, after you're done cleaning the house for her birthday, my birthday's coming up in January. So if you want to go ahead and start now. What's going on, Goob? Keep an eye out. Karen, that is the question of the day. It's not needed, but somebody's making something because they would have changed it. And Canada can't do it without the US, and the US can't do it without Canada. We have to go as a North America. I guess that would include Mexico as well. So I don't know. It's one of those things that you just go, I don't know. Are you sure, Virginia? I thought like Manitoba, maybe you guys don't have any mountain time, but I thought like North Dakota, South Dakota, that kind of area didn't have time change. Wyoming was the first one to do a time change. I could be wrong. But I'm just trying to think straight down from Manitoba, which is mountain time. Very well could be. Hawaii, that would make sense. They're in their only they're in their own island, so they can do whatever they want. And then Arizona, well, I guess Arizona is a mountain. Lots of mountains around there. And again, don't know. Whenever I was trucking long haul in the lower 48, the only two states I wasn't in was California and New Mexico. I was in every other state. And I delivered or picked up in pretty much every state except for those two. And people used to hate going to Chicago and New York City. I didn't mind it. There's only once that I ever felt uneasy, and that was in Chicago. Well, I shouldn't say that. I felt uneasy whenever the guy put a 45 to my face, and that was in New Jersey. He jumped up on the side of my truck. I was at a red light. And I wasn't ready. But anybody that's trucked for any amount of time knows that you always keep two wallets. Your good one in the back. So this guy got a whole bunch of Canadian Tire money and expired fuel, like shower receipts, and about a $3 wallet. He thought he made out like a bandit. Altogether, he got nothing. AR, howdy, howdy. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, no, as a truck driver, and I've got well over in between 1 million and 1.5 million miles I drove. The only provinces in Canada I wasn't in was Nunavut, the territories, and Newfoundland. I delivered or picked up and all the rest. New York City, I never had any problems. But Chicago, I felt quite uneasy at one of our customers. If the if the security guard was gone for coffee or in the washroom and you had to sit out on the street for any length of time, yeah, you were constantly watching your mirrors for people coming up the side of your truck. But once you were able to back into their lock gate, no issues whatsoever. You just go to sleep. But in Chicago, oh wait, when you go past burnt cars on the side of the road to get to this supplier, you know it's not a good spot. I'd say there's pretty much run by gangs down there. But we used to bring paper down there and they would pay a premium for us to bring it. Like I said, I only felt uneasy. It really never, it wasn't a big deal. Now, Elizabeth, New Jersey, I'll never go back to. That's where I was held up by gunpoint. still have dreams about that, or nightmares, or whatever you want to call. And that happened in about 2006. Hey, Troy, what's going on, brother? Hopefully all's well with you. So I think we can pretty much all say that, except for the lower US, the southern US, the northern, like upstate New York, well, pretty much from Connecticut up, and PA, the border of PA up, it's all above temperatures straight up and all around us, like 75. That's unheard of. Like this time of year, like I was saying to Debbie, I'm like, we have like all the maples, they've dropped their leaves. They're ready, they're sleeping. But there's other trees that are still bright green. They have no inkling. And we've had probably, let's figure it out. We've probably got 6 frost days. That's it. It was just enough to allow me to harvest my Canadian herbs. Now I put them to sleep for probably about a year or two. And start making my oil when I need it. Oh, we won't even go out. Like we hunt on the farm, Josh, which is, literally 2 miles as a crow flies from the house here. Oh yeah, and I dropped a shorter video. It's only about 4 or 5 minutes, but you got to go see. Man, our cows had me belly laughing. That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna have to go check it out and share it out. Just saying. It was taken on Sunday, and we were bundled up. I had 3 hoodies on, a shirt, 2 pair of pants, like sweatpants or gym pants, whatever you want to say. I had my hunting pants on, and I had my Santa hat on. No, I didn't. I brought my gray hat out. But yeah, no, we won't even go out. And we saw a buck on Sunday. We could have easily taken it. Now, it's only bow season that's open right now. And we can't even say they're being nuisance and take them that way, because the farm is considered a beef farm. There's no crops. The only crop is hay. And I don't think the M&R is going to let us take a deer because he was eating hay when we have about 3,000 bales. Don't think so. Well, as you can see, my thumbnail is about 30 turkeys in my backyard Monday morning. I could have went eeny, meeny, miny, mo and taken one shot. I probably could have taken three of them. At one point, they were all, I don't know. Oh, I know what it was. I threw a bunch of tomatoes out on the back lawn that had gone soft and got hit by frost. So I threw them out in the back lawn. That's what they were doing. They were eating the tomatoes, the green tomatoes. Because I wondered why they were all bunched up. That's what it was. And of course, I had a whole bunch of like apple peels and whatever for the horses. Well, the horses were taken back over to the home farm, not the farm right behind the house. So, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, we're supposed to be like stupid warm for the next 2 weeks. Weather. So yeah, today is 75, tomorrow's 65. Oh, of course, Saturday is supposed to be 44 and 48, and then back up to 65, 63, 51, 48, 51. Like we're going the middle of November, guys, and we're still like plus 10 Celsius, 50 Fahrenheit. It's crazy. G'day, Lila. G'day, Kevin. And we're just talking about time change and how stupid hot this is. Like we have never, ever been this warm on Halloween. I'm sure, well, Kevin wouldn't have got the snow that we did. But like I said, we're used to up here having upwards of a foot of snow at Halloween. Be able to wear shorts tonight and a Hawaiian shirt. Hey, Arlene, how are you? Yeah, there you go. Now, he wouldn't get the foot that we would, but, you know, it's crazy. The temperature is just, and we have, now that we have the new subdivision here, the kids go do that, then they do all the houses here, and then they go do the other subdivision there. Well, we're so used to not having anybody, we just turn off the lights. Like we don't even get anything. We used to get the kids that were next door to us until they moved. That's all we've ever had. So they would keep Halloween candy for our kids. They'd buy it for our kids, and we'd buy it for their kids. So, yeah, no, it's stupid warm here too, Lila. Like I say, it's supposed to be upwards of 75. By trick or treat time, it's supposed to be 70 degrees. Oh, that's going to take care of the teenagers going out later. We got rain. Well, the chance of rain. Crazy. But you know what? Everything. Well, you know what, Karen? that's what, like, my aunt was always, well, come on over to our subdivision and do, you can get a pillowcase full of, and it's like, yeah, no. So we'd negotiate with our parents, give us $20 and you don't have to take us out. And they'd fall for it. I was the only kid, but my neighbors, and then we go buy like video games or stuff like that. We knew how to work the system. So yeah, like what I think is absolutely, I opened the door last year and I gave this kid a tongue lashing. It was an older teenager. No idea who they were. All the lights were out and they were still walking around our property and knocking on doors, looking for candy. I said, if you ever see a light off, you don't go on anybody's property. I said, if I wanted you here, we'd have a light on. And again, a lot of it is just kids will go from, and parents bring them from subdivision to subdivision to subdivision. And it's like, why? But again, it is a little bit redunculous how my aunt at the peak, whenever we were like 10 to 12, they would get about 150 kids at their house. And Debbie doesn't like Halloween because her dad was out on a business meeting whenever they were kids, and friends of the family thought it was going to be funny to break in through the front door. Well, it's traumatized her to the point where she doesn't like Halloween, never has. And that's another reason why, if I'm not here, the only way I'm getting back in the house is if I brought my key. And again, we never, like out here, you'll be picked up by a neighbor long before you get anywhere near my house, and vice versa. I live on a dead-end street, so no. Absolutely, Karen. And that's what it used to be whenever we were kids. It would be, you would do it. I'd like to know how many people Jesse and Lisa get in their big subdivision in the outskirts of Houston. And Ginger, I was watching Not for Nothing Homestead, and I think actually most of you guys were there as well. But like Ginger said, there's so many parents now that are worried about people lacing candy with fentanyl, and you know what? Even back in the day, it was razor blades or needles that they were worried about. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody finding anything, but there's always that one. Well, that makes you think, was that one placed to get their 15 minutes of fame? Or, I just don't see one person giving out one needle. But maybe it was. Maybe it was. But it just makes me go, I'm not one of those conspiracists that, check my back 72 times. Okay, Cynthia, so the majority of the Netherlands don't celebrate or do anything for Halloween. And it does vary here as well. Some very very religious areas won't. Like I can think of a couple churches tonight that will have a Halloween church service, and for the kids not going out trick or treating, the kids are given a little bag. But it's not called, it's not a Halloween. I just called it a Halloween church service. They call it something else. But you know what? And again, teach their own. It doesn't bother me one way or another. If you want to, how do I say this? This is what not all social media, but there's so many people that sit behind a keyboard now. And if you say one word wrong, we can't be friends anymore. You said XYZ. You should have said DEF. It's crazy. I see it here every day on social media. Now, YouTube, in like our little, I call it our close-knit group. There's about, 1,000 of us, give or take. It is what it is. But there's a lot of folks that are like, no, not interested. You say something wrong, we can't be friends anymore. And people wonder, and they're like, I don't want to be on social media. This is what it does to folks. And it's like, no, not all social media is the same. Now, TikTok, that's evil. And that's where I picked up my trolls, and the ones that just about eliminated all my social media. But yeah, that's just neat how the Netherlands don't have Halloween. Now, is it more religious based, or is it like, is there a reason why you don't celebrate, or you just don't celebrate Halloween? And like I say, it's, very, very few here would call it because of religion. But speak about someone had scary things in the garden. Christian school 20 years ago. Oh, wow. Okay. So yours is based more on religion, or, if you take back to the inception of, what is it, paganism, or, but yeah, no, that makes sense. But really, like, I don't know. Again, it is what it is. And, you should be able to do whatever you want, barring it being legal or illegal. As long as it's not illegal, you should be able to do whatever you want on your own property. If the school doesn't like it, if the Christian school doesn't like it, then they're going to have to put up a fence. That's my 2 cents. But anyways, guys, we got the Vineyard Chicks. Who have we got for moderator? Lila, can you post the girls' music thing here at 1:00? And we'll sign out now. That gives everybody couple of minutes to go get rid of the beverages they've had and pour themselves another beverage. Exactly, Scotty. Like, truly, if that's the worst thing that ever happens, I think they've done okay. But that gets back to the old keyboard warriors. People get very angry on the backside of a computer. Vineyard Chicks. Let me double check. I think it's just under their Vineyard Chicks. Yeah, I'll post it here, Lila. Share. Copy link. So there you go, guys. There's the girls. Amen, Josh. And I've got a book, and I really should promote it. It's amazing reading, and it's the title of it is 90-10. And one of the conferences I was at, a wonderful speaker, and like she said, you can bang your head against the wall and try to get the 10 to change their thoughts, or you can side with the 90 and live your life in peace. That was just the short of it. But I've read it probably a couple times. And it's true. You look at anything in life is about 90-10. So Anyways, like I say, so there's the girls' link. They're going to be coming on in about 4 minutes. So I'm going to sign off so people could go get rid of coffee, get more coffee or water. I tell you what, Karen, I will bring it next Thursday. I got to dig it up. It's in. I think I know exactly where it is, but if I do, I'll have it here tomorrow night, and if not, I'll dig it up for Thursday next week. But she's a Canadian author, and yeah, it's just it will change your outlook on society a bit. But anyways, guys, go let the girls know so that I sent you over, and we will definitely have an amazing rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, prime time. Doodles.